Welcome to the Courage to Live podcast. My name is Josh Bitsko. I'm a retired police captain with 24 years of experience. Currently, I travel the country and I teach people about courage, resilience, and leadership. Today, we're going to talk about the one thing most leaders or high performing employees overlook, and that's rest. So, for many high performers, whether it's in the first responder, community, or business, rest can feel like weakness. But true resilience comes not from constant motion. It comes from knowing when and how to recover, to reset, and to recharge your batteries. So, rest is not the reward that you earn after exhaustion. It really is part of performance. If you think about any kind of physical activity, whether it's weightlifting, whether it's training, MMA, any kind of sport, if you are burning yourself out, your performance isn't going to be top tier. If you're not giving yourself time to recover, when you come back to that same sport, you're not going to perform as well as you would have if you would have taken rest. And many leaders and high performance employees, they equate rest with laziness. But what happens if you're not taking that time to rest, you're not taking that time to recover, it can cause burnout. And I wrote a whole blog on my website about burnout and its costs, but we've all had times in our lives and careers where we just felt burnt out. We just felt overwhelmed. I can tell you, even at times right now, um, recording a podcast, writing a book, traveling, teaching, trying to be a good father, trying to be a good husband, all of those things, I find myself not if I'm not taking care of myself, just feeling burnt out and overwhelmed. And then I revert back to that, just kind of going through life as a zombie until I can break that cycle. The other thing is if you're running on empty, you don't make sound decisions. Like fatigue can lead to a more reactive style of leadership rather than thinking through. You just are reacting to what pops up in front of you. The other thing that people often mistake about rest is, rest isn't just sleep. Rest is a practice that helps your mind and body reset. It could be stillness or time outdoors, spirituality, if that's your thing. Spending time as doing a hobby, or watching your favorite show with your spouse, or whatever it is that fills your cup. That is all part of rest, and it's part of that recovery process so you can come back stronger. And if you're in a leadership position, modeling rest can give your team permission to do the same thing without guilt. Because if you want your team performing high, if you want your team firing on all cylinders, just like you, they have to take time to recharge their batteries. And I think we all have that pitfall in leadership is, you have your highest performing employee and you just keep piling stuff on them. I have a friend and she works for a company that, because she's so good and so reliable, she's often the one that gets all the extra tasks. And I see her getting burned out. And ultimately, she's not as high performing because of that burnout. So, what I'm going to say is finding strategic recovery, even if you have to schedule it, even if you have to plan it. The best fitness plans in the world have scheduled rest days. And same thing, if you're lifting every day, you're not going to build the muscle that you need to build. They have scheduled days set into rest. Same thing goes for you in life and in work is, you know what? Fridays are going to be the day. That morning, I'm going to wake up. I'm going to go to the mountains and go for a hike or reset or connect with nature, read a book, whatever it is for you. Scheduling that can help keep it consistent, especially if you're type A, because if it's part of your schedule, you're more likely to do it. It comes down to discipline, not just discipline in getting tasks done and getting your work done, but discipline in knowing when to pause and when to recharge those batteries. So know that resting doesn't make you less committed. It keeps you capable of showing up at 100%. We often wear how hard we're working and how stressed and overwhelmed we are as a badge of courage in work. Like, oh, how are you doing? I'm just so busy all the time. I used to never say that when when I was a captain, people would come up, hey, how's it going? I would usually say something like, oh, I'm busy, but not as busy as the cops out there working. because it was a reminder to myself, but also I wanted my people to know that I'm not wearing that as a badge of courage, and rest is important. So knowing when to stop and breathe and rebuild is important. It can widen your perspective, it can restore strength, and it can give you more clarity when you need it the most. Thank you for listening today. I appreciate you spending some time with me. If you like the podcast, please subscribe, share it with a friend, leave a review. Thank you.